I've been seeing some of your cars and actually impressed by your work.
Thank you.
I have an expression, I call it good hands.
Halo, selamat datang di General Audio Pekanbaru. Kali ini kita ada special guest ya, yang seorang bisa kita katakan seorang legenda yang datang dari Europe ya, salah satu tim dari GROUNDZERO yang berkunjung langsung ke workshop kita. Hello, Mr. Peter.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Welcome to Pekanbaru. Maybe I can speak in two language, first in English and in front of camera maybe I can speak in bahasa. It's okay?
Yeah, very okay.
Jadi kunjungan kali ini GROUNDZERO ya datang ke workshop kita untuk melihat seperti apa sih workshop General Audio Pekanbaru, dan kita juga berkolaborasi, sharing ya bagaimana tentang seputar audio. So we have a lot of talking about car audios ya.
A lot
is a lot from the workshop, and we go to coffee shop and talk a lot of things. Now first I want to ask you how about a difference between Indonesian car audio or Southeast Asia with the European car audio. The huge difference, the culture maybe, the system maybe. You can tell us how the difference.
Yeah, it's a very big difference. We can talk quite a long time about the differences.
Yeah.
First of all, the customer is different.
Yeah.
The customer in Europe is the typical customer in Europe is very young, between 18 and 25 years old.
Yeah.
He might be a student or he might be working, and the car is a hobby, and the car audio is a hobby as well.
Yeah.
And very often these customers make installation themselves. They learn to do it themselves, or they do it together with a group of friends.
Group of friends, yeah.
Yeah, so some people maybe do sport, and other people more interested in cars to maybe modify the car, and then they of course want to modify the sound system and that. And very often the customer, how shall I say, he don't have a budget for a new car, so he buy maybe a $5,000 car or something, and then he modify the wheels, the tires, and then of course he needs subwoofers to play loud, and impress his friends and so on. So that's one customer in Europe, and that group is very big. You can compare it with, they use like ESQL products, ESQL speakers, ESQL amplifiers. They like to play loud. The other customer group is maybe 35 to 45 years old, up to 50. You buy a new car, and very often it's a European car, and he want to improve the sound quality. Yeah. But he don't want to modify the car, and he's very careful about the warranty of the car and so on.
Yes.
So he don't want to cut or anything, and therefore plug and play is a very, very big thing now. And it's actually started in more than 15 years ago, but it took time. In beginning, it was quite slow in beginning, but now the plug and play products become very good.
Yeah, it's fast and reliable.
And I have been talking plug and play the last 5-6 years in Asia, and now it start to move. And especially in the bigger cities. So in the bigger cities, the customers here in Asia, the customers don't want to wait. They don't want to wait 5 days or 3 days for install. 1 hour, 2 hour. And then plug and play is a very good solution, and you don't ruin the warranty of a car. So that kind of customer is quite big in Europe.
Also, the plug and play system no need new space, only use the OM, original manufacturer place. It's very easy. Maybe I think someday Indonesia or South Asia will adapt the same things like the Europe.
And one thing that also we need to mention when it comes to plug and play, a few years ago, a very weak point in the cars, in the new cars, was the speakers, of course. Everybody knows the speakers are very, very weak. But also amplifiers was quite terrible. No power whatsoever. Now I see more and more power coming in the OEM systems. And some brands more than others. So a BMW with the Harman Kardon system, or a Volvo, or something similar, they can have total power of more than 500 watts.
500 watts.
Mixed between the channels. So 100 watt per channel is not unusual now in OEM, and the distortion is much lower. The amplifiers actually sound better. You cannot compare to good aftermarket amplifier, of course. But you can make a big improvement just by changing the speakers.
The speakers, right? Yeah,
So the first business in plug and play should always be: don't touch the amplifiers, don't touch the DSP or anything like that. Start with the speakers. So you do that stage one. Upgrade the front speakers, maybe upgrade the rear speakers, maybe upgrade the center channel if it's on, as a start, and see where it takes you. And then if you want to move on, okay, come on, extra subwoofer box,
or
external
DSP.
amplifiers.
DSP.
But my recommendation to enter the world of plug and play, start with the speakers.
Start with the speakers.
And if we do that, we save time, we save money. And like I mentioned before, I mentioned Mr. Pong in Bangkok, Mirage Audio. He do 1 hour installations.
1 hour installation.
Yeah, and he have a coffee shop. They take, and it's perfect installation. 2 installers, 1 car, put new speakers in.
It's a very quick one. The installation is amazing.
Yes.
In here we usually take about around, for the speakers, maybe 3 hours or 4 hours, including the damping. It's very quick.
It's very quick. And then damping, many customers in Europe come in and buy only damping front doors. And that we can do in 2 hours, if 2 installers can do it in 2 hours. Because the most critical point in damping of the whole car is actually the front doors.
Front door, right?
Yeah, that is 70% of the whole thing. It makes the car much more quiet. Especially the new cars, the EV cars, they are very, very noisy from the front doors because they save so much weight. Battery is heavy and so on. But just damping the front doors is a huge difference on the new cars, especially Chinese cars. So that is something, that's the comfort side of it. Then you have the sound side, that by damping the doors, you improve any speaker. Any speaker gets much better. So if you have a $100 speaker, damping will make it better. If you have a $300 speaker, damping will make it better.
Same in here. For the damping door is thing that must install in the car for to get the better sound reproduction. So we talk about the OEM plug and play system. So how about the sound reproduce? Is it better than we use like traditional way, or is much better, or just quick? What do you think?
I mean, traditional way, if it's done the right way. I've been seeing some of your cars and actually impressed by your work.
Thank you.
I have an expression, I call it good hands.
Yeah, good hands.
Good hands. That's the first thing. The second thing is good eyes. That means you implemented the products in not only a smart way, but also a pretty or beautiful way. So it fits into the car. I don't like installations when the installation dominates the car. It should be a part of the car. It should look like it belongs there. So you have good hands and you have good eyes.
Okay.
So good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.